Roland Willett's Omen Stories. I think we're gonna dance to the middle of the universe.
Well, I want to introduce myself. My name is Jim Schultz, and I am one of those rare guys, almost like a unicorn, rainbow-colored unicorn. I'm one of those rare guys who actually likes to ballroom dance. Yes, you heard it. I'm a guy, and I like to ballroom dance. When I was in college, there was a friend of mine. She used to drag me to these different dance classes, and I started enjoying it. I learned that it was actually fun. One of the classes that I took was Irish dancing, believe it or not. Irish dancing, you have to keep your hands at your side, and your feet are jumping up and down. You know, you can imagine the Lucky Charms leprechaun. The motto was, fire in the feet, ice in the hands. That wasn't one of my favorite ones, but I got to learn all sorts of different dance styles like schottisches. I got to do a polka. Now, whenever I used to watch the Lawrence Welk show, I thought the polka just sounded boring because Lawrence Welk sounded boring. But I got a chance to actually do the polka. There is nothing more exciting than spinning around in a reel around the room when you've got a lovely young lady in your arms. So I've had some great fun with that over the years. Now, my wife is the complete opposite of me. She is an introvert. I'm very extroverted. So as an introvert, the last thing that she wants is to be the center of attention. So she doesn't like all of the ballroom dancing. She doesn't like going out and having many people look at her. And that caused us a lot of problems early on in our marriage because the band would strike up, we'd be at a party or a wedding, and I'd hear the music play, and I'd start tapping my feet. I could feel it. It was coming. I wanted to be out there on that dance floor. I wanted to cut a rug. And my wife, when that music started, instead, she was looking for the exits. She wanted to know how she could get away because she knew that I was going to try and drag her out there on the dance floor. Well, as things turned out, my wife got a job right next door to a dance studio. It was really a great thing for me because she started going in on her lunch break and she was taking dance lessons. So she got to learn how to be a good follower and just to enjoy dancing and become more confident. And that's what really helped a lot, was to build her confidence. And I think one of the important things, especially for men, see, men have a lot of pressure on them when they're ballroom dancing because they are the one who is supposed to lead the move. So they have to know what they're doing. Well, as men, you don't just know how to lead a dance. That's not something you're born with. It's something that has to be taught. So just to take the pressure off you guys, go to a few dance lessons, learn the basic step of just a few dances. I might suggest a waltz or a foxtrot or a cha-cha. Just learn the basic step and then learn one simple trick for each one. Just a turn. Once you learn how to turn, your lady will light up and she will love it. It takes a lot of the pressure off of you. So in my case, once I was able to lead, but my wife needed the confidence to being able to follow. And she wanted to make sure that she wasn't tripping over her feet and looking bad. As they say in ballroom dancing, it's the guy's job to make the lady look good. So any problems that happen, it's always the man's fault. Of course, again, there's that pressure on the men. But you know what? Just go out and enjoy it and have fun. And I wanted to share a story with you guys about a great time that I had when I was in Spain on a trip with my wife. It was a few years back, and we went to an old city called Salamanca, Spain. In Salamanca, we were staying in this old building called on the Plaza Mayor. It was this old town square, a couple 100-year-old building. Now, normally this building is lit up with lights at night, so it's all floodlit at night, like a historic building. And it was right in the town center, very hard to get to. I remember fighting traffic with my wife, trying to get through all of the street commotion because you couldn't get a car all the way in towards the town center. So we had to look for a place to park our car. Oh boy, it was crazy. I remember thinking when I got the instructions from the lady about how to get there, she gave us her cell phone number and said, When you get near the city, call this number, and then we will guide you through the cobblestone streets to get you closer, and then we'll take you to a special place where you can park your car. Now, I was getting a little suspicious after all this, but sure enough, it turned out I was able to get the car parked in this kind of like little cave garage, got my stuff out, and then we fought through the pedestrian traffic to get to this old plaza in this town square. It was really a magnificent town square, all cobblestone, and you could see all of these arches, and you had walkways underneath the arches, and then you had the big square out in the middle. Well, we grabbed all of our luggage and we hoisted it up the stairs and fought our way and got into our room. It was really a tiny, tiny room. There was a small bathroom, I think that had been added maybe 150 years ago, so relatively new. And then we had just one kind of small bed there in the room. Now, the thing that was really amazing about this, which we didn't know, at this time of year, there was a fair or a festival going on. They called it Feria. And we decided to enjoy all the festivities. The Feria was going on right there in the plaza. And that one particular night, while we were staying there, they were having a concert. Young Spanish singer, full of vibrance and machismo and all of this excitement. And he was doing this great song, and he was up on the stage and dancing and throwing all the hip motion, and he had all the ladies there on stage. And it was just a great time. And now, my wife and I were up on the balcony. We had recently been taking salsa lessons, so we were up on the balcony doing our salsa basic step, and I was throwing some twirls and spins in there. And again, this whole plaza at this time was really transformed because of this special festival. Normally, like I said, the buildings are lit up at night with floodlights. But at this time, all the lights were down because all the lights were focused on the stage that was in the middle of the plaza. And there must have been 20,000 people filling this plaza. I mean, completely packed. It was free. So you had all of these young people there listening to this great music and celebrating. It was an exciting time. Well, it was an amazing event. My wife and I just thoroughly enjoyed dancing to the music and having a great time. Then, with the stars out and all of the lights around us, then they turned the lights up on the building because he'd finished his concert. The concert was over. He'd finished. All the lights came up, and then all the crowd standing there, and they're cheering for encore, 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 encore. And my wife and I were standing there just above the whole crowd on our balcony, watching this unfold. It was amazing to see all this life and this energy. Well, eventually, the crowd's cheers got so great that the singer came back out on stage for an encore. And so the band strikes up and he begins his high energy song and he's singing again. And so there again, my wife and I start to do our salsa and we're doing our tricks and doing our moves. Except this time, the lights were now on the buildings. The lights, in fact, were on us on the balcony. And people down in the crowd noticed us up on this balcony dancing. So suddenly, thousands of people were turning around looking at us, cheering for us, and all these flashbulbs and lights going off, and everything, all this commotion. Well, I was amazed. My wife saw this, and she freaked out. She immediately froze, and then she slowly stepped back into the room to get away from all of the flash photography and the cheers. Now me, on the other hand, I'm more of an extrovert. So I'm looking at this situation and thinking, this is a great opportunity. When will I ever have a chance like this again to literally have tens of thousands of people cheering for me? So I walked up to the balcony, and in my best impression of Evita Peron, I waved my hand over the crowd to raucous cheers. Love me, people, I am your leader. Well, I gotta tell you, it was one of the high points of my life, and I really enjoyed it. And I gotta tell you, I owe it all to dancing. Because if I hadn't been out there doing my salsa and ballroom dancing, then I would have never had this opportunity. So I think that for all of you guys out there who may be a little fearful of jumping in, I say jump in with both feet, and you will be absolutely amazed at how much fun and excitement can be had. And all of the ladies out there who are waiting to dance with you. That's my story.
Wonderful.
Home and Stories returning home, dancing all the way.